777, aka Diz, and this is The Force Always.
Okay, so welcome to the show. Let's get on with the Star Wars news. Star Wars Celebration 2019 Chicago is now about 45 days away. That's right, about 45 days away. Can you believe it? Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019, about 45 days away. To more news, speaking of Star Wars Celebration, later on in the show, in my interview section, I'll be asking and answering some questions about Star Wars Celebration, as I've been to one, which was in Orlando, and can answer and a couple of questions that you may have going to Chicago 2019's Star Wars Celebration. But that's later in the show. To more news, The Mandalorian wraps principal photography for season 1. That's right, The Mandalorian wraps principal photography for season 1. What is The Mandalorian? It's coming to Disney Plus later on this year. Disney Plus is a new streaming service by Disney. The Mandalorian is sort of a bounty hunter type live action TV series. Jon Favreau is taking the reins with this one, and season 1 already is wrapped. It's amazing. Anyway, so to more news. Speaking of rap, and I ain't talking about hip hop here, but episode 9 wraps principal photography as well. We had an epic, emotional type of photo brought to us in this last week with the trio. Sort of saw them in, Force Awakens all together in sort of a way, not together on film, but together in a sort of more understanding that it was a trio. Lost a little bit in the Last Jedi, but they're, obviously pushing these 3 as an epic sort of conclusion. So principal photography for episode 9 is done. Obviously there could be more, filming to do, but we've just got to wait. Anyway, so to more news. Star Wars Celebration announces more guests for panels or photo opportunities or even autographs. Billy D. Williams, who played Lando Calrissian, the original Lando Calrissian back in Empire Strikes Back days, 1980, even Return of the Jedi, which is 1983. He'll be appearing at Star Wars Celebration. That's great. I met him last time. I got a photo of myself. Again, you can see the start of the show for that. Also, another notable entry is the actor, which I keep forgetting his name, but the guy who played K2SO in Rogue One. He'll be appearing at Star Wars Celebration this year. So there's a couple more guests for Star Wars Celebration. So that is the news for this time around. Anyway, so let's get into views. Views is not about how many views a channel gets, or it's not about predictions. It's just my story ideas and certain elements of Star Wars. So this time around will be about episode 9. Should there be a Death Star or a Starkiller base? I'm going to say something unusual. I'm a hardcore Star Wars fan. I sort of understand where the hardcore fans are coming from, in lots of reasonings behind the story of whatever episode it is, whether it's the saga, whether it's these standalones. But I actually think we do need something that is significant, like a Death Star or Starkiller base in episode 9. And I think it's best done, instead of one planet, to sort of up the ante a little, make it 2 or more planets to be this sort of ultimate death machine. Now, there needs to be good reasoning why they're going to reintroduce another Death Star or Starkiller base, or what I'm saying, a multiple planet sort of Death Star thing. And I think the reasoning is a way that, they can really bombard the rebels or resistance in the actual story, and how they can't just destroy the one thing. There'll be another one remainder. So I think it makes it ups the ante for the actual storytelling. And I think it does need something like this to really sort of bring conclusion to this whole Star Wars, Episode 9 of this trilogy at least. Whether they're stopping at this trilogy or not, we actually don't know. I think they will continue later on to Episode 10, 11, 12 at least. But I do think there should be some sort of Death Star or some sort of Star Killer base. What it is, I don't know what you'd call it, but it would definitely be something on the lines of multiple planets instead of one planet. Just to up the ante for the Rebels or Resistance in the actual storytelling. Anyway, so that's the views for this time around. Let's get into the reviews. Reviews is actually about Star Wars Celebration. There's a couple of exclusive figures up for grabs at Star Wars Celebration. They're both from the Phantom Menace. There's two. One of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Maul. What do I think of them as a review? I think it was okay. Okay to good. Like, I was not, like, I've gone, wow, this is fantastic. The last one, which was at Star Wars Celebration Orlando, which was Luke Skywalker in his X-Wing outfit, which I'm assuming it was for I think it was New Hope. I don't quote me on that one, but I think it was. But the figures look great. The detail in the Phantom Menace figures exclusives for Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019, the actual detail look great, but I just think it's a little bit, nothing, to die for. I'm not really after them big time, but I will get them. I think the Darth Maul version, which I've got the original of that when it came out, is actually probably the best Darth Maul you can get from Phantom Menace, the one with the hood over. I thought it was really good, but I give it, both figures together combined or even separately, about a 6.8 out of 10. It's okay to good. Anyway, so that's my review on the Star Wars exclusive figures. You can check that online somewhere, check them out. Definitely get one because they will go up in value, and it's just good to have. It's Star Wars. Anyway, so let's now get into the interview section. It's 2Q, which is 2 questions, and I'm concentrating heavily on Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019. Do I have to say it again? But I think I will. But anyway, let's get into the questions. Now, first question is, what's the difference between the Celebration stage and the Galaxy stage? Well, this was sort of confusing to me the last time I went to Star Wars Celebration, again, in Orlando. But the Star Wars Celebration stage is the main live stage. Especially the first day or first 2 days, the biggest panels will be on the Star Wars Celebration stage, and it will be live. The Galaxy stage will be open during these big panels, but it will be with big monitors. People can flood in there and watch what's happening on the Celebration stage on big monitors in the Galaxy stage. You still have to line up for that one to get in there. You can't just wander past and, oh, look, it's on TV. You have got to get yourself there really early to get into the Celebration stage. As I've said before, you're looking... last time, it took me 19 hours. Believe me, 19 hours to get into that Celebration stage. It was well worth it being a hardcore Star Wars fan, but that's the dedication. So there's difference between the Celebration stage and Galaxy stage, especially in the first 2 days or the biggest panels. One will be with video monitoring, which is the Galaxy stage, and the other one will be the live stage, which is the Celebration stage. Get yourself in the Celebration stage. If you're hardcore, it's well worth it. The second question, are all panels only on these 2 stages? No, but they are heavily used. You get the big ones there, like you'll get Mark Hamill, you'll get Anthony Daniels, you'll get probably the Episode 9, you'll probably get the Mandalorian, you probably maybe get the Clone Wars panel, if there's one. That may be reserved for the Galaxy stage, I don't know, because there's big monitors in that one. And this is based on the last Celebration, Star Wars Celebration. The Celebration stage was the live stage, and the Galaxy stage was the video monitoring. It's still got, like, a big sort of stage area which you can perform, do a bit of a talk or whatever you have, a proper panel. But will all the panels be in these 2 stages? No, there'll be smaller rooms, there'll be intimate rooms, there'll be medium rooms, there'll be stacks of rooms, panels to line up to. But again, prepare yourself to line up and get yourself into that celebration stage if you can. So all the panels in these 2 stages, no, there'll be many little rooms, medium rooms, large rooms, whatever. Anyway, so that's my 2 questions for this time around. If you have any questions, please pass me your Twitter, pass me your Instagram, or even via YouTube, and I'll answer them for you. Star Wars Celebration Chicago is coming up, so get your questions in. That'd be great. Subscribe to this channel, The Force Always, only on YouTube. Like, share the video to whoever you like. Repeat the video for the extra detail if you want. You can be a Patreon supporter of mine if you can, if you want. I'll be here I'm here on a weekly basis anyway with Star Wars news, views, reviews, and interviews. But go over to Patreon/The Force Always. Support this channel. It'd be great, but I'll still be here anyway. That's what a hardcore Star Wars fan does. And, you know, again, subscribe to the channel only on YouTube. And until next time, my friends, keep on rocking.